The palace was silent that evening, yet the echoes of her laughter still danced through the golden halls like a ghost that refused to leave. I walked past the corridor where she once stood, her eyes reflecting the calm of the Arabian Sea and the fire of the Dubai sunset. She had walked away, yes, but her presence lingered in every mirror, every breath, every heartbeat that dared to remember her name. I had ruled nations with my hands, but she ruled my soul without even trying. Even the desert remembers her footsteps, soft, deliberate, eternal. I still see her silhouette against the dunes, like a mirage I keep chasing though I know it will never be real again. She was not just a woman, she was poetry carved from divine light, and I was the fool who thought a prince's crown could be enough to keep her. The night sky feels colder now, as if even the stars have mourned her absence. They used to shine for her. Now they merely flicker, as though unsure if love still belongs in my world. She taught me that power cannot command affection, that wealth cannot buy warmth, and that destiny laughs at those who think they can control the heart. Every poem I write bleeds her memory, her scent, her voice, the way she whispered prayers for me when no one was listening. I used to believe my kingdom was my greatest strength, but after she left, it became my loneliest prison. Each room, each painting, each chandelier feels like a witness to what I lost. I tried to forget. I rode my horse into the desert, beneath a sky that knew too much. The winds whispered her name back to me, mocking my silence. Even my stallion paused, as if he, too, remembered the sound of her laughter echoing through the royal stables. It was then I realized, I could exile her from my kingdom, but never from my soul. My heart had become her throne, and she still ruled it with invisible grace. Sometimes, when the moon glows over Dubai, I look toward the horizon and imagine her watching the same sky. Does she think of me? Does she still whisper the poems I once wrote for her? My heart dares to hope, but my mind knows better. Love like ours is not forgotten. It merely transforms, from passion to ache, from fire to quiet devotion. Even in her absence, she remains my muse, my reason, my ruin. I still remember the day she walked away. She didn't cry, she didn't look back. Her silence was her goodbye, dignified, royal, final. The guards bowed as she passed, unaware that their prince was dying behind a smile. I watched her carriage disappear beyond the palace gates, carrying with it the light that once filled my world. Since that moment, the sun has shone differently, bright, yes, but never warm. They call me a poet because I turn pain into beauty. But what they don't know is that every word I write is a plea, a silent prayer to the universe to return her shadow, her scent, her voice. I have written thousands of verses, yet none can capture the way she made me feel. She was my calm in chaos, my reason beneath the weight of duty, my forbidden wish wrapped in a veil of destiny. At times, I walk through the royal gardens where she once loved to sit among the jasmine. The flowers bloom, but they no longer sing. The air holds her fragrance as if it, too, refuses to move on. I close my eyes and hear her laughter, not as a memory, but as a haunting melody that refuses to fade. My heart aches not just for her presence, but for the man I was when she loved me. People see the crown and think I have everything. But what is a kingdom without the one who made it feel like home? I smile for the world, but my nights are soaked in verses written for her shadow. Sometimes I wonder, if love had been a kingdom, would she have stayed? Or did I lose her because I ruled with pride instead of tenderness? The truth stings like the desert sun, but I welcome it, for it reminds me that she was real. Her shadow still rules my kingdom, though her body is miles away. Her memory dictates my moods, her absence shapes my days. The ministers see a ruler, the people see a poet. But beneath it all, there's just a man haunted by the echo of a woman's goodbye.
Sometimes, I wonder if love was ever meant to be eternal, or if it was always destined to burn and leave ashes behind for poets to mourn. I see her face in the ripples of the fountain, in the gold reflections of the Burj at sunset. Her beauty became the language of everything that glows in this city. I tried to let go, to silence the memories, but how does one silence the pulse of their own heart? I speak to the moon as if she can hear me through it, as if her spirit listens when I whisper her name into the night winds. The world sees a prince surrounded by splendor, but I live like a poet chained to yesterday. I still write letters I never send, confessions inked in gold and sorrow, sealed with longing and tucked between pages of my old journals. Each one begins with her name, written the same way I whispered it in love, and ends with a prayer that she is happy, wherever destiny took her. Sometimes I imagine her reading them in another life, where I am not a prince and she is not bound by distance. In that dream, we are free, just two souls who found home in each other, without crowns, without duty, without goodbye. There are nights when the ocean itself seems to grieve with me. I walk along the shore in silence, feeling the salt air sting my face like her absence still fresh upon my skin. I remember how she used to watch the waves crash, her eyes reflecting both strength and surrender. That memory is my anchor and my torment, reminding me that even the sea, vast and mighty, cannot hold on to what chooses to drift away. My heart has become a lighthouse, forever searching for the ship that will never return. In the stillness before dawn, I sometimes feel her near. Not as a person, but as warmth, an invisible hand brushing against the fragments of my soul. It is in those fragile hours that I realize love never truly leaves. It transforms into something sacred, untouchable, eternal. Her presence lives in the pauses between my breaths, in the rhythm of my prayers, in the silence that follows my poetry. She may have left the man, but she never left the meaning. My people think I write for the world, but every poem is for her. Every rhyme is a reflection of her smile, every word a memory of her touch. I built a palace for her in my verses, one without walls or gates, where she will always be free. And in that kingdom of ink and emotion, she still walks beside me, her laughter echoing through the corridors of my imagination. She ruled my heart once with love, now she rules it with memory, a reign more powerful than any crown. So let history write what it must about me, the prince, the poet, the man who ruled Dubai. But let my soul's truth